souls began to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged you to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged you to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged you to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.
so familiar deep inside, like you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine, like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight, your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, can I leave your aura? You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity. You just like it's like gravity. It's just like a magnet. Hard to keep a straight face when I'm burning like fire, and you walk all the sides. I'm drawn in desire, and you have to think twice. It's hard to keep smiling when I try to set things straight. You don't even listen. I'm just getting late, like you're on a mission.
Hello and welcome to Simplay Motorsport, and today we are at a very wet, from the looks of it, Oulton Park Island. It's going to be a bit of a different one today with me, that Buzzy Boy, also known as Liam, as your host, but no co-commentators with me today, so definitely going to be a bit of a first for me. So let's run down who we've got. So we've got all the drivers hopefully coming out of the pits. Here, as you can see, is the only G in the yellow and black GT5. Hopefully he doesn't disconnect this race as he's going very slow there. But yeah, we're back at the pit lane again. As you can see, very wet today. Pit window is lap 11. With a 35 lap race with that extra added lap because of the formation, which as most drivers should have read today, will be single file for the formation lap, with Alfie will be on pole. We will go through that anyway when it comes down to the start line. So the Who Is Rocker, another one which is new to the GT5s and Simplay, in fact, only did his debut last week, with NJ right behind him. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's NJ behind him. So let's just go through what we've got at the minute for the standings. So at the moment we have Matahimovic on 50 points, D-Biggs with 41 points, Little Leach with 28 points. These are your top three. Coming down, you've got an Orthodox in P4 with 25 points, Fiore in P5 with 22 points, Peaceful Explosion in 6th, 19 points, with Keegs matching him, Peaceful score with 19 points in 7th. So it's a bit of a joint 6 at the moment, but hopefully that can change tonight. Below Keegs we have Don Production in 8th with 13 points. Dean Wysocki in 9th, 12 points. Rabbit Joe 10, Rabbit Joe 10 with in 10th with 11th points. So kind of matches the number and position at the moment, but he should hopefully go up in the standings. DJ Phil in 11th with 11 points. Yet again, 11 for 11, who is also, in fact, joint 10th with Rabbit Joe, so maybe a bit of a battle there for the extra points. The Who Is Rocker in 12th with 8 points. NJ in 6th, NJ in 13th with 6 points, but he didn't make last week. Chocolate Man, a new person for our GT5s and Simplay, so making his debut, starting last, who will be on 0 points. Same with the only G, he is on 0, and Alfie is also on 0. So going to be time to make some points up if you are in 14th, 15th or 16th. But we'll see what kind of action can go on. Here's Matahimovic, quite nicely around there with I don't know who that one is, but Matahimovic in the 32 car. Same livery as Little Leach in the number 31. So matching cars, just a different number, and your wing mirrors are different. So that was the standings. So as I say, we are at Oulton Park doing the island, 35 lap race with the extra added lap with formation, which hopefully always matters off there, as I've just seen. So this is the practice, so no more qualifyings. You probably knew from last week, obviously, with us doing the formation lap, so it's just a 10 minutes practice straight into a 45-minute race, which is converted into laps, which is for this one 34. And here is Little Leach, his twin, as I'm going to call him, with the pinky red, from what I can see here, wing mirrors, as in the 31 car, looking the same. Maybe pushing for that second, or even better, pushing for that first. So, here's Fury, number 19 car, which, if I'm right, has another partner of the 20 car, which is Keegs, if I'm correct. We'll just follow up on that now. Yeah, in 7th with Keegs in the 20 car. So here he is, Keegs. Bit more green on that car than Fury, but still in the matching kind of cars. Doing quite nicely around here with Mahimovic right behind him. Obviously we're not in a race, we're just doing practice, so this is a bit of a warm-up for our drivers here. At this point I'd obviously be asking my co-commentator what they think to this race, but I only have myself to ask for this one. So hopefully we can see some nice clean racing with Dean Wysocki here coming down in the blue, white, black and yellow livery. Coming over the line. As much as times don't matter, we'll see what kind of pace he could be on for the race. As he did a 140.074, which 3.4 seconds bang on off of the fastest lap in this practice session, which has actually only got 3 minutes pretty much left in it. Peaceful explosion here in another green car, just not got a brother or sister in one of those cars, if you know what I mean. Rabbit Joe's showing some pace in P3 right now. For fastest times, only 1.4 off of the fastest lap. So maybe we could see some pace, maybe some positions taken by Rabbit Joe tonight. The Who Is Rocker in second with the fastest time, with only a 10th split between him and Rabbit Joe. And in fact, the top from second, third and fourth all have within a 10th of each other. So maybe there could be some battles there. Mahimovic not showing the greatest of pace at the moment, but maybe could be sandbagging. Who knows? Maybe not wanted to show his pace in the practice, but we will find out in the race, which will start in 2 minutes. So here's D-Biggs. Here is DJ Phil Green. In the, as I'd say, like the others, the twin car to Rabbit Joe's. Running the number 2, which if I'm correct, Rabbit Joe is running the number 3. Hopefully DJ Phil can be showing some pace at the moment, not set a time. So maybe he is on a lap right now. We'll see what he can do. Chocolate Man in the pits, not the place he wants to be at the moment. He wants to be trying to get his fastest laps possible, just so he can get into the rhythm of the car, of the track, right here, right now. So DJ Phil coming up to the line now. What kind of times can he do? Crosses the line and must have been an out lap to start another lap. So we'll see. 3 people in the session who hasn't at a time: Chocolate Man, Unorthodox, and DJ Phil Green. I mean, during this time, obviously, doing your times right now aren't as important, but it definitely is important to get your warm-ups in. So here's the only G, a man that we know of has actually won the GT5s in another league. Same with Mahimovic and Little Leech. Oh no, that's the Who Is Rocker who's in the pits. So DJ Phil, the only G in the yellow and black GT5 livery. Coming over the line, what kind of time can he do? Goes up to second fastest, which keeps that 10th there. So second, third, fourth and fifth all within a 10th of each other. You've got only G with 1.1 off of the fastest lap. Little Leech in third with 1.2 off of the fastest lap. Fourth, which is the Who Is Rocker, 1.3 off the fastest lap. In P5 you got Rabbit Joe, 1.4 off of the fastest lap. I've just realised Mahimovic has actually gone up by a second. He's now only 2 seconds off of the fastest lap. I feel like there's a bit of sandbagging going on there, but we'll find out in the session in 60 seconds after everyone's crossed the line or return to the pits. So people who will be doing their last laps now. So maybe there may be a couple people on a fast lap, but I don't see anyone going that much quicker who is out at the moment. Here's Keegs crossing the line. Can he do any quicker? No, he's gonna stay with 4 seconds off of the fastest lap. So Dan, just realising, doing the time, but 1.50. So these are your times at the moment, but we'll see what they can do in the race, because as we all know, keeping it on the track during a race is more important than doing your fastest laps. So at the moment, the only G's on pole, but he will be going down to second with Alfie on pole if he is here. No, it doesn't look like Alfie is here, so only G taking the pole. Going to be a very interesting race with obviously this added weather in. Changeable weather, in fact, with your rain going into heavy cloud. Obviously, you're going to have your fast guys at the back of the grid who's going to try and go to the front to take the race lead. As I'm just going to get up what our grid is going to look like for today. So here's your grid. You got Alfie, Only G, NJ and the Who Is Rocker in the top 4. Then you're going to start with DJ Phil in 5th, Robert Joe in 6th, DNY Sock in 7th, and Don Productions in 8th. From there you're going to get Keegs in 9th, Peaceful in 10th, Fury in 11th, and Unorthodox in 12th. Then you have in 13th Little Leech, D Biggs, Matahimovic, and then Chocolate Man. So, interesting start as your lights are going out here to start the formation lap. So people will be getting into formation with the single file line right now. So people all over the track at the moment trying to get themselves into position ready for the race start, which is G who will be starting the race on pole. As there we see, if I'm correct, the Who Is Rocker, yeah. So you have only G here from the Who Is Rocker, from DJ Phil Green, D Biggs, Rabbit Joe, Dean, Peaceful, Keegs, Fury, Unorthodox, Little Leech, Mahimovic, and Chocolate Man. So everybody, still some positions to be changed at the moment, but from them for the looks of it, everyone should be pretty much in position, bar from a couple, like I say. Obviously this is the time where you need to be getting into the right position. You don't want to go over that line in the wrong position to risk getting a penalty. That is not something you want to see. So, hopefully we can see some brilliant action here. Hopefully we can take out those crashes and whatnot, but I mean, we all love maybe the odd crash or not. As spectators, you watch your crashes, they'll be spectacular. As a driver, you absolutely hate them if you're in the middle of them. So, as our drivers will be going up to the Druids right now. Our pole, should we say, will be going up to Druids to then go around Warwick Bridge, where they are going around the Druids, to go down Warwick, and there you can see the Oulton Park sign there with your heavy rain yet again. All drivers with their lights on, so that should be in the rules and regs, obviously saying your light should be on during weather like this. So as your drivers go around Lodge Corner to go down Deer Leap, and then to go up to the start line, and your race should start now. So we have G on pole going around the first turn, Oldham Corner. So he's going to be putting the pedal to the metal right now to keep himself where he is. All the drivers all in one lovely looking line to go down around the avenue, down the lakeside, around, down to Island Bend. Is there some people off in the background? Oh, that will not be the race they be wanting right now. It's DJ Phil Green and Rabbit Joe. Is Rabbit Joe has a bit of a twitch and's off. Oh, is G's off as well. So now, the Who Is Rocker is now leading this race from DJ Phil Green and Dean in third. As Little Leech is making up those positions, coming from back of the grid up to P5. With G not too far behind him, who will be wanting to redeem himself after that mistake he just had. Little Leech will be going after Rabbit Joe right now to get in front of, get some points, in fact, should I say, on Matahemovic, who is down in P9, so maybe not the greatest of a start of a race, but should be looking for some extra positions right now, as we are looking at Rabbit Joe, who accidentally had a bit of a twitch and went off track, who will be not pleased with that, but in the end of the day, that's racing. You have your twitches and stuff. So you have Little Leech coming up behind DJ Phil. Oh no, that's Rabbit Joe. Little Leech looking for the position to Rabbit Joe, going down the elite across the start line to start lap 3. So now it's the only G behind Little Leech, so he's going to be getting pressured by Little Leech and the only G. Here's Keys coming up to try and maybe get... Oh, that's Little Leech off. Oh, it will be gutted with that. Maybe a bit of a twitch in this rain weather. Rain can be absolutely deadly for a car like this. Or as that's Rabbit Joe. No, that's DJ Phil Green off at the moment. So maybe a bit of a time for Rabbit Joe to look for a position. Oh, as that's Dean who's gone very wide there. Oh, that is not the thing Dean will be wanting to do right now, as the only G is coming up to go side by side with Rabbit Joe and has, from the looks of it, taken position. Here's Matahemovic. No, as Rabbit Joe has turned around. He's facing the wrong way on the track, moving out the way to let people by so he doesn't cause an incident. So here's Matahemovic looking for the positions, gained one after Rabbit Joe has unfortunately made a bit of a mistake. So here's a bit of a massive pack of people unorthodox looking for positions as well in P7, coming down behind this train. Oh, can he make the moves to get past these people? We will find out in a few minutes, or we could find out right now, because he's looking like he's going to try and go side by side with D-Biggs, and it looks like he's done the position. No, he's fighting off. Coming down as Dean's binned it there. Oh, so he's gained at least one position, but he lost a position back to D-Biggs. Coming down the start straight to start lap 4 here. D-Biggs looking on Fury. No, it's Keegs. As D-Biggs goes a little bit wide there. Not the place he wants to be right now. Unorthodox looking for the move and doesn't get it done. As Keegs is gone onto the grass. Not the place he will be wanting to go either. A lot of people going on the grass, maybe to do with these puddles on the track. So D-Biggs is looking like he is falling back a little bit to Dan Unorthodox. Will be in the slipstream of D-Biggs, going on the looking for the outside line, which will put him on the inside line after through this turn. That's Keegs again, as he will be not exactly impressed with the Mahimovic right behind him, looking for that position, wanting to take his third race win. But the question is, can he do it in these kind of drastic weather conditions? Rabbit Joe, after having a bit of a well, when I say a bit, I mean a full-on spin, turning around the car, facing the wrong way on the track, down in P10, so not the race he would have been hoping to have had after being as... Oh, that's Peaceful! Peaceful on the grass, into the wall, not the place he'll be wanting to go. I'm saying a lot of people not wanting to be in the place where they're going to be, but it is the place where you don't want to be in a racing car or on the track. You want to keep the tyres on the tarmac and away from the grass as much as possible. Mahimovic in P6, so making his position slowly, as that was Little Leach, who, if I'm right, was up in the top 5, but must have made a bit of a mistake and dropped down to P8. So he'll be wanting to get more positions back, so he can get in front with championship points from Mahimovic or from 4th. So Mahimovic going around the island bend, going down the Britons, down Hilltop. So he will be in the slips. Oh, as here's D-Biggs and Dan. Bit of a battle between these two, which are teammates in the GT3s, which is on a Wednesday and Thursday. These two obviously teammates on the Thursday for the pro category. So these two battling it out instead of cooperating on who's going to be where for team orders. These two at each other's necks, trying to get as many points as they can. So Dan will be in the slipstream of D-Biggs right now, going to be looking for any opportunity to make a move as safely as possible or anything, or maybe even pressure him into a mistake, as Dan goes a bit wide on that turn there, going across the line to start lap 6. So at the moment you have the Who Is Rocker with a quiet race right now, in first with the only 2 point losing time, in fact, by about 2.5 seconds from the Who Is Rocker. So he will be looking for that position to make up from last week's disconnection. You have D-Biggs 7 seconds, 6 seconds off of the pole, as these two are battling, going down to the island bend. Mahimovic maybe looking to be defensive on the turn, but can't get it done because he's run into a puddle. So he's now going to have he's going to be slower, so he's going to let Fury have the slipstream. No, it's Keegs who will have the slipstream, with Mahimovic trying to get into Fury's slipstream, as Fury is going around the hill slopes. Here they go. So we have Little Leach behind Keegs and Mahimovic in front of Keegs. So he is in the middle of a championship kind of race kind of thing. Mahimovic is going to be trying to defend as much as he can from Keegs to keep Little Leach where he is, who has kind of dropped back a little bit from Keegs and Mahimovic, with Mahimovic obviously giving the slipstream to Keegs, who's going to look for position. Is he going to look for the inside line? Yes, as Mahimovic looks like he just lets him through, as Mahimovic slowing down there. What's happened to Mahimovic? Wow, he's just lost 2 positions and slowed down. Don't know what to say, but he will be gutted with that. So Dan, oh, is it a crash? That looks like it's D-Biggs and Little Leach. Oh, loads of people making some little errors in this race. The things they do not want to be making. But the Who Is Rocker still leading with the Only G, coming up to near enough a second behind the Who Is Rocker. Will be looking for his slipstream right now. So these two battling it out to see who can claim the race win for this race. Mahimovic may be out of the time, should I say, to take the race win, but anything can happen in a race. So we shall see what happens to these two during the race. Maybe they could collide, maybe one can just go past the other and be nice and clean. That's what we're hoping here, as there's D-Biggs who got passed by Dan, who looks like he may have made a mistake, as Mahimovic coming around D-Biggs. Looks like he's going to do him on the straight, go up the inside. There he is. Mahimovic takes position from D-Biggs to go up to P6. But D-Biggs having the slipstream of Mahimovic, so he is going to be given a pro from that. As the cameraman obviously looking into the hills, looking at the landscape of the area, as here is G coming around, going up to the Who Is Rocker. Looks like he's gained some time. He's now within 7/10 of the Who Is Rocker. So maybe we could see a position move, a position change any minute now, as G is in the Who Is Rocker's slipstream. But can he get that position from him? Is he going to try and look for a move? Yes, he's looking for the inside line, but then the Who Is Rocker will have the outside line. Doesn't get it done. Goes around there, comes up here. As the Only G still in the slipstream. Chocolate Man in P12, so if I'm correct, gaining a position from the start. DJ Phil in last, so maybe the race he wasn't hoping for. Right behind Dean Wysocki, Chocolate Man is maybe looking for an extra position, but maybe we can see Dean Wysocki show his defensive moves and stop him from gaining that position, as Chocolate Man goes a little bit wide there. Here is Fury then, not too far from the behind Mahimovic, maybe looking for that position, but Mahimovic having the slipstream of Keegs right now, so maybe looking to get that fourth, be hopefully behind an Orthodubs back to take that position as well. But we'll see what happens with the Mahimovic. Here is Fiona G going through the puddle right there to maybe try and gain some more time on the Who Is Rocker, but it doesn't look like it's paid off. Going to be in the slipstream anyway, so maybe trying his hardest to stay in the slipstream, maybe force him into a mistake. So looked like he had the bit better run through that turn. Yeah, as you can see in the slipstream, he's going down here. Going to be right up his chuff right now. He's going to show his worth to the Simplay community right now to try and maybe take this position. Looking on the outside, goes in, doesn't make the move work, but looks like he could go for the move on this turn right now, as they look like they're about to go side by side. So here they are, going up the inside, but doesn't pay off either. So the Who Is Rocker having the better line there, blocking off G, being more defensive, keeping his position, but G still in the slipstream, looking for that position. We have Jamie Brazier in the chat saying, is anyone commentating with Liam? No, it's just me for today. We have Mahimovic in chat saying, no, Beth is doing cameras. We have Fury's granddad in the chat, even all, good luck to all, go Fury. So, people going for Fury, who is in P5s right now. We have Katrina Cormez, go Chocolate Man. Smith in the chat, go Little Leech, who is in 8th, and Chocolate Man in 12th. Rabbit Joe here. Ooh, giving the slipstream to Keegs, who must have made a mistake because he was behind Matahemovic, but now it looks like it's Rabbit Joe that's behind Matahemovic. Matahemovic in Fury's slipstream now. We have Division 22 in the chat saying, come on Cookie, so 2 people. Looking like they may be cheering on Chocolate Man right now. Here's Matahemovic behind Fury, trying to get into his slipstream, but looks like there's a bit too much of a gap there for him to get that slipstream right now. Maybe looking to just ride it out with him to preserve his tyres so he can stay on those set of tyres and just maybe do a splash and dash for his pit stop, which the pit window will open on this lap for Matahemovic. So after this lap he can go into the pits to do whatever he wants to, maybe do the undercut, overcut, even just do a pit stop anyway. So we'll see what Matahemovic does within the next couple laps, see if anyone pulls the trigger to go in the pits with the Whois Rocker in first, who is on his 11th lap, and most of these guys will be on their 11th lap by now, maybe thinking of pulling the trigger to go in the pits. Some people like Peaceful right now looking like he may have a bit of damage, as looked like he went a bit wide there, maybe had a twitch or something that could maybe even touch the puddle there, but he looks like he has a bit of damage with his rear bumper hanging off right now. But does he go in the pits? No, he's going to stay out as well. Jamie Brazier in the chat saying Joe is number 49. Jamie Brazier also in chat saying your co-commentator is here in some form. Yes, Jamie, he is here, but the only problem, he's not in the commentary box with me. That's the only problem. Katrina Cormez in chat. Yes, chucked chocolate from what it looks like they may be trying to say. The only G here coming up behind the Whois Rocker, maybe trying for that slipstream once again to get that position. Gaining time on him now, so maybe having the better run through the corners right now, as he's right behind the Whois Rocker yet again in the slipstream, coming up towards the 10th, maybe looking for the move on this next turn here. No, maybe looks for the move on the island bend, but we'll find out in a second, as he's still in the slipstream, so we'll have the overall speed. Looks on the outside right now, so maybe looking for the outside move to cover him off inside the turn. Bit of a bump there, but here they are coming side by side, coming down this hilltop to then go down his slopes, and maybe G can have the inside line for that. So maybe looking, as G has taken pole, G is on the overtook the Whois Rocker for the race lead right now. Matahemovic in 4th and D Biggs in 3rd, with Rabbit Joe there in the background on the grass, having a bit of a twitch. So Rabbit Joe really not having the night he's wanting, but in P6, so can't moan with a result like that so far. Fury on the back of Matahemovic, looking like he's racy, trying to get past Matahemovic right now. Doesn't look like he's managed to get that done, but has the ultimate run on Matahemovic. Looks like he has got that position back off him. So now Matahemovic will be in the slipstream of Fury. Oh, or is he? Looking like there is a bit of a gap there, but Little Leech in the slipstream of Rabbit Joe, maybe pressuring him into a mistake, or even just pressure him to move, as that's Fury off. So Matahemovic has taken back that P4 off of Fury, but Fury may lose to Rabbit Joe and Little Leech right now after bumping into that wall, maybe taking a bit of damage, or maybe just anything at this point. It could be anything that could reduce his speed or time in this. but Rabbit Joe will be in the slipstream of Fury while Little Leech is... Oh, as Fury has gone and tapped Little Leech there, but merely escapes there without much or, if any, damage. So Little Leech very lucky there without getting tangled up with Fury making that mistake there. So maybe Fury's struggling right now with the track getting wet. So Little Leech will have dropped off the back of Rabbit Joe, who's now in P5, as Little Leech there looked like he was going to stay out of onto the grass. So these cars looking like they've had a bit of a bump on the front. So here's the Bigs looking on the back of Keegs, if I'm correct there. Yes, that is Keegs. Looking on the back of him, maybe look for a bit of a position right now, as G is on lap 14 and most others will start their lap 14, as no one has pulled the triggers to go into the pits yet. So still awaiting on someone to go in the pits, as the cameraman is picking up the scenery yet again, as there it is going on to Rabbit Joe, who's right behind Matahimovic. So as DJ Phil has pulled the trigger to go in the pits first, going into his pit box there, as you can see, as that's NJ also going into the pit. No, that's Chocolate Man, should I say, going into the pits now. So Rabbit Joe on the slipstream of Matahimovic, but can he make the move done? Is he going to go for the move here? No, he's not, but maybe go for the move on the island bend. But we will see, as it looks like they're going to go side by side. No, he's not managed to get it done, but Rabbit Joe in the slipstream of Matahimovic to maybe look for that position on Matahimovic right now. Looks like he has the better line through that bend, that hairpin there. So Rabbit Joe still in the slipstream of Matahimovic, looking for those positions right now. Looks like he's going for the inside line, but Matahimovic will have the outside line. Oh, as Matahimovic defends really well from Rabbit Joe, making sure no one can take his position from where he is. But Rabbit Joe having the better line through there, looking like he's going to be on the back of Matahimovic into this next turn. Maybe even side by side. Matahimovic goes for the inside to stop him going up the inside. Rabbit Joe in the slipstream, turns, defends him off from going there. But Rabbit Joe looking like he's fall back a little bit from Matahimovic right now. So we have Jamie Brazier in the chat going, cheers, haha, DJ Phil has pitted. That's DJ Phil's second time in the pits. That's something I haven't realised, but may very well be, as there's D Biggs looking for the position on Keegs there, as he's done it, and Little Leech in the pits on lap 14. Here's D Biggs yet again going around us. That's Keegs who's had a bit of an off there. Oh, very twitchy there, a lot of people. That's both of the twin cars that have had a bit of a spin there. Maybe it's to do with the car, maybe it's to do with there being a puddle there, but they're the twin are there together in both green and greeny yellow liveries. So as D Biggs has lost position, has kept that position there and maybe gained a bit of time. Dean Wysocki here having a quiet race right now in P11, but the question is now Little Leech has gone in the pits. Is he going to decide to pull the trigger as well? Little Leech has been in the pits for quite a while, but no, Dean Wysocki looks like he's going by as Little Leech is coming out of the pits. So will Dean be able to get this done to get the position on Little Leech? At the moment it looks like he has, and Dean has done it so far. Not been in the pits yet, but has got the position from Little Leech, as Little Leech now is out of the pits. So we'll be hunting down Dean to take back that position, but maybe not be very furious with it, with him still yet to pit. Here's Peaceful. I'm talking of Peaceful. We have Peaceful's stepdad in the chat saying, "Come on, our Peaceful." So here's Peaceful, like I say. Also driving quite a quiet race. A lot of people driving a very quiet race from the looks of it. Peaceful may be in the pits. Yes, he is. He's coming in the pits to do his pit stop on lap 15. Gets in there in enough time. As here's Dan, who will be in P3 at the moment, who will be looking to try and hunt down the Who's Rocker and defend off of Matahimovic. But looking like there's a 30-second gap between him and Matahimovic. The only question is, can Matahimovic be able to get that one done? To be able to get there, many of us would say not, but you can never underestimate a driver, because anything can happen in one of these races. Here is Rabbit Joe on the back of Matahimovic, still looking for that position, but also, if I'm correct, still yet to pit. So Matahimovic looking like he's gapping Joe, going into the turn there. Still yet again gaps him, but are any of these two going to pit? No, they both decide to stay out, but one of these two will have to pit before the end of this race. The question is, who's going to pit first and who's going to be able to get the undercut or overcut done on them, as Rabbit Joe is very wide there. Manages to keep it behind Matahimovic, but looks like he gained a lot of time there, so maybe having to give some time back after that, as it looks like the rain is slowing down right now, so maybe the heavy cloud to come in soon. Here's Little Leech on the back of Dean Wysocki, so maybe he's had a bit of a off somewhere, but we'll see. Little Leech look like he's going to go for the position on Dean Wysocki to take home a P9 at the moment, with Peaceful in 11th, who has done his pit stop. Same with Little Leech, so Little Leech has done the undercut, should I say, on Peaceful right now. Here's Dean Wysocki and Little Leech side by side, but Dean, is he going to go for the inside move? No, he's not. He's just going to let him by and be done with it, instead of causing an incident, possibly. Here's Peaceful in the background there, and there's G, your race lead at the moment by an amazing 4 seconds right now, with a 19-second gap between third second has got. So Dean Wysocki in the pits now, making his pit stop. So the Only G going to be driving a very nice, calm race now. Maybe pushing a little bit to get a bit more of a distance between him and the Who's Rocker, but I would have thought the Who's Rocker will pit at the same time as G. Or maybe even keep going to maybe try and get the overcut. Jamie Brazier in the chat, it stopped raining. Katrina Corms also in the chat, all racers, keep up the great work. That's the kind of stuff we want to be seeing in the chat right now. We also have Peaceful Stepdad saying, keep it up, G, with 3 clapping emojis. So a lot of people, that's technically 2 people rooting for G, with obviously only one mentioning G only. Like I say, here's Chocolate Man driving a quiet race as well, but in P12, who's going to also take the position back off of Dean Wysocki, and maybe even spread a little bit of time between him and Dean Wysocki, which maybe is, that's DJ Phil waiting outside of the pit exit there. Not the place he will be wanting to be staying, especially with Dean will be on his way out, as there is Dean out of the pits. That's Matahimovic, who's had a bit of an off there. He's going to lose position to Joe. So Matahimovic making a bit of a mistake, looking like he may have crashed into that barrier, going off onto the grass, losing position to Rabbit Joe, who's going to take a P4, and Matahimovic pulls the trigger and goes into the pits before Rabbit Joe. So Rabbit Joe now going to push to try and make sure he stays in front of Matahimovic. The question is that going to happen or not? Here's Fury coming down. He's 4 seconds off of Keegs. There's Fury off there. Oh, the place he doesn't want to be. Losing one of his headlights and brake lights at the moment as well. So there's Matahimovic falling down the pack, but many of these drivers also still, in fact all top 7 if I'm correct, are still yet to pit. So we'll see how that goes. Here's the Who's Rocker, only just under 4 seconds off of the race lead, which is G started, who is on his 20th lap right now. 15 laps to go. Matahimovic in the pit. My setup glitched out, and him also saying has Dan pitted. That is something I couldn't tell you there, but we'll find out soon. As far as I'm aware though, none of the top 7 has pulled the trigger for the picture. There's the Who's Rocker going around the island bend. Here's Peaceful Explosion. He will be looking for some extra positions, maybe look to get a bit of time to Little Leech after that crash he's had, plus obviously the pit stop. That's DJ Phil in the pits for, if I'm correct, his 3rd time, going off of what Jamie Brazier also said in the chat. As there's D Biggs in top 5, who's now decided to go into the pits. So here's Keegs going past the D Biggs, who is also yet to pit, so he will be going for the overcut from the looks of things. DJ Phil, 3rd time in the pits, not the place he wants to be. So there we go, DJ Phil out of the pits now, who now has lost 3 minutes to 12th. So not, like I say, not the place he wants to be for this race. Rabbit Joe driving an amazing race right now in P4. Gaining some positions, but not doing the best in the standings right now. But at the moment, that don't matter, because he's going to be getting those positions, getting those points, and he'll be slapping them, and he'll be clapping like a baby. So where's the only G coming up behind a back marker, if I'm correct now, as maybe G's pitted then, because the Who's Rocker is now in front of the only G. So the only G coming up to a back marker, so we'll be in the slipstream. As Rabbit Joe also pulls the trigger, but can he get that overcut done on Matahimovic? We'll find out. He's where is Matahimovic on track right now. Here's Matahimovic coming to the last sector of the track, going around up to Clay Hill, down to the Druids. So no, it's not worked. Joe is in P5, been passed by Keegs, but does the overcut on Matahimovic. So what a pit stop for him. So Rabbit Joe be looking for that 4th back, but we'll get it because Keegs hasn't pitted yet. So Rabbit Joe with his window wipers on as well. Not the it's not raining no more, so don't need them on anymore. As there's Dan into the pits, and Orthodubs into the pits. As Rabbit Joe is looking to get past Keegs right now. Is he going to go for the inside line? He's pulled in for the inside line, and he goes by and manages to fend off Keegs. But is Keegs going to try and get that position back? No, because he's backed off a bit. Is Joe very wide there, and Keegs still not being able to get that time back on him, but pulling back after going through the his lops, should I say. So Rabbit Joe maybe be able to get position to Dan to get onto the podium. but we'll have to see in a second. So is Dan on his way out of the pits? That's the question right now. So here's Rabbit Joe coming down the straight. I can't see Unorthodox in the pits. There's Keegs jumping into the pits. There's Rabbit Joe going around. So Dan is now at the pits, but Rabbit Joe is going to have the ultimate speed on him, but going to be in the slipstream, looking for that position to go onto the podium. There's Keegs, like I say, in the pits, but Rabbit Joe looking for that podium spot right now to show, I'm here, let's go, let's get that podium and get some points onto the board. Looks like Dan Unorthodox has gapped him a little bit though. Still a puddle on that inside there, as you can see, a bit of spray. There's the only G in the pits, so maybe the only G had a bit of a mistake. There's Fury also jumping in the pits, so Keegs may have the undercut on Fury right now. Here's that. Here's Chocolate Man, also driving a quiet race like we say, but now in P11. So people may be going on the drier tyre now. Does it look like he had a bit of a skid there, Chocolate Man did, as he's very wide there and us off the track nearly, but manages to hold it as Mahimovic has stopped in the middle of the road. What is Mahimovic doing? Oh, as Mahimovic has disconnected or retired, so not the result he will be wanting for tonight. So now only 12 drivers, promoting everybody up by one spot who was behind Mahimovic. So your top three at the moment, the Who is Rocker, the Only G and Unorthodox, as the Who is Rocker has now just pulled the trigger to go into the pits. So where's Unorthodox? He'll be looking to get some more positions, but may not be able to from where he is, but could look for a very nice P3 as long as he keeps that time between him and Rabbit Joe. I wonder why Matt was stopped in the middle of the road just then. Hopefully we can find out with maybe him messaging or something, or commenting should I say, on the chat to say why he isn't driving no more. As there's an Unorthodox lapping Peaceful right now, as the Who is Rocker is out of the pits now with G. Where is G? Is 2 seconds off, so the Who is Rocker may have got this done, may have got this race in the bag, but we will see, because there's still another 11 laps left to go of this race, so anything can happen in those 11 laps. As Mahimovic puts in the chat, bleep, LAN cable comes out. Yeah, that's not the thing you want to be doing. Internet is key in racing. Maybe less of the first word, but except from that, not a way to go. He will be not impressed with that, not gaining any points with D-Bigs, who will, if I'm right, after this race, go past Mahimovic in the standings. As here's Fury and Peaceful side by side, going for position. Fury, Peaceful on there. Fury having the inside line now and manages to get it done on Peaceful Explosion. So what a move from him, as Peaceful is round. Oh, and he loses his bonnet, and oh, from worse to even worse. He's now in P9 with damage, so he may need to go back in, as there's his bumper dragging it along to the pits with him for them to, his pit crew maybe to get the sellotape and zip ties out to put back on the front of the car like they do in the BTCC. There's Chocolate Man off the off the track, not the place he wants to be as well. Here's G looking for the move on the Who is Rocker. Can he get it done? No, he can't, but still, yet again in the slipstream, like at the start of the race, we'll be in the slipstream looking for that position. So where's G? Can he make that position stick? No, I don't think so. Lap for 75 as Dave, the Who Is Rocker, making a mistake. Oh no, he's gonna have just lost that race lead. So gonna be pushing for the race lead yet again. But he's gonna be granted a bit of a wish here with the chocolate man behind him, so maybe being able to get the slipstream off him to get that extra speed, but not wanting to slow down. Jamie Brazier in the chat, what lap is 75%? We'll find out for you right now. So, anyone who is on the 26th lap will be doing their full race distance. Will be not full race distance. Anyone on their 26th lap will be doing 75% of the race, so will get at least a point. As there's Mike Matthews, or aka Peaceful, in the chat. Retired, too many laps for me to finish, only got 1 hour. So there we have another retirement. That's 2 retirements. Mahimovic sadly gone from the internet disconnection, and then to Peaceful retiring after too many crashes from what it seemed. So here's Little Leach, who's going to gain some points on Mahimovic, with Mahimovic will be on 50. Little Leach back in P6, so not the race he'll be mad at. So here is the only G. No, not here's the only G. This is still Little Leach, should I say. So the only G, 6 seconds in front of the Who Is Rocker. So maybe have that done as long as he can keep it consistent, because that's all racing is. Keep it consistent and you're going to be able to get all the wins. So here's Dean Wysocki on the track right now. So also, yet again, having another quiet one, but getting put up by 2 positions after 2 people leaving / retiring. Here is D Biggs and in P5, not driving a very quiet race tonight. He's been racing against everybody, and I mean everybody. And here is yet another person for the demise of D Biggs to race against. Little Leach right behind D Biggs. So these two in the championship, obviously. D Biggs in second and Little Leach in third, as there's Fury flashing Keeks quite a lot. So maybe a previous incident with those two. We'll find out after this race. There's the cameraman. There we go. Here is Dean Wysocki yet again, right behind Chocolate Man. So Dean looking for another position. So there we go. So this is lap 28 for the leaders, but 26 for Dean Wysocki, 2 laps down. Here's Keegs. That's the crowd. Hello, people. There's Chocolate Man, who must have had a mistake, because Dean Wysocki has just got by and he looked like he was just coming back onto the track. There's Little Leach, looking like he's getting very racy to try and get that position back off of D Biggs. So Little Leech gaining time from what it looks like. So here is his roof view. So this is what most drivers will be racing in. So this is what most drivers will be seeing. So here he is coming down, going around, maybe looking for that better line than D Biggs. Can he gain that time now? He has got another 6 laps left. And since there's 6 laps left, guys, get your driver of the day in for tonight. I will get my driver of the day in for the end of this race. So here is, like I say, Little Leech. There is D Biggs. That gap looks like it's kind of closing yet again. So here's Fury, who's missing his bonnet right now. So yeah, like I say, here's Fury, who's missing his bonnet, not carrying it back just like Peaceful, but yeah. So here's Little Leech gaining the time back on D Biggs. There's D Biggs very wide. Little Leech not as wide, but still quite wide for his liking. Little Leech will be very close to the slipstream though. So here's the only G. Oh, there was the only G, should I say, with an 18-second gap to the who is Rocker in second, who is on his 30th lap now. So people within the same time as G will be on their 30th lap. So Little Leech behind D Biggs, like I say. Gap is closing massively right now. So Little Leech in the slipstream, like I say. He's going to be pushing his hardest right now. Right, so here we go. Little Leech on the back, looking for possibly the move into this hairpin. No, it looks like he's slowed down quite a lot, but no. Oh no, here they are, maybe side by side coming into this turn. No, D Biggs has the better runoff. Oh, but Little Leech looking like he was going to take the outer side line. Goes in the inside. His car jumps up as he rejoins the track right there. Hopefully making sure he didn't crash into D Biggs. There is DJ Phil in the pits for the 4th time. So like I say, not the race he'll be wanting right now. Here, so we're going to stay on this battle maybe a little bit. Obviously, for the end of the race, we will go onto the only G if he keeps where he is, because anything can happen in these last couple laps. This is where all the pressure will be built up to get those last couple positions. But the question is, can those positions stay as they are, or will they change? In a race like this, they will always change. So Little Leech losing quite a lot of time from the looks of it to the Bigs. As Little Leech looking like he nearly went off track then, because him going into the puddle van. As there he is, still in the slipstream from the looks of it to the Bigs. No, from that angle it looks like he's a bit too far off for it.
On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire, 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 it's On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire, 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 it's starfire, starfire, it's starfire.
you were already mine. Surreal to me, how you make me feel wild and calm at the same time. Never felt so alive. Thought I was crazy until I reached out and saw your hand there waiting for mine, like the stars had all aligned. I lay beside today, tonight, your vibe, desire, our eyes on fire. And I breathe your aura, cannot leave your aura. You have me like gravity. You don't have to try it, it's just like a magnet. You have me like gravity. You have me like gravity.
There we are. That, so we weren't on here then. Okay, that's bad. But Chocolate Man, so we have got the Who Is Rocker, Unorthodox and Little Each, all there. There, Matt Himovic disconnects and Peaceful retires. So here are your top 3. So we have the Who Is Rocker, Unorthodox, Little Each, D Biggs, Rabbit Joe, Fury, Keegs, Dean, Chocolate Man and DJ Phil, all in that order. We have had Matt Himovic just jump in the party, but we are
Ignore me.
yeah, ignore him. We have we need the top 3 into the chat, so I'm hoping.
Sorry.
Yeah, so there we go. We're gonna get the top 3 in. We have had Dean put in the chat. DOD Dean, Rabbit Joe in the chat. What happened to the stream? I have no idea what happened on that one. Trying to race and deal with your kids is not easy. Good race for now. So someone may be struggling with the race there. So hopefully we can get the top 3 in any minute.
It's loading really slowly, Liam.
So as you hear there, it's loading very slow, so we'll just be postponed for a minute. But I'm going to have to give my driver of the day to the Who Is Rocker. I think he drove an absolute brilliant race, bar from obviously maybe a mistake he made during this, but bar from that I think he drove a decent race, so I'm going to have to give mine to the Who Is Rocker.
It's going so slow. I've got one in for you.
Right, so we will have one of the top 3 in. So here is Dan, who came in second, so we'll start talking with him. So Dan, how were those conditions out there?
Mate, I thoroughly enjoyed that, to be honest. I was thriving off those wet conditions. A bit tricky here and there, but everyone knows that I like the wet conditions.
Yeah, as we all know, yeah, as I say, you love the wet conditions in the GT3s. So, we already know how your car feels, whatnot. You looking forward to next week?
I don't know where next week is. It's Silverstone, isn't it? We're at Silverstone, yeah.
Yes, Silverstone National.
Yeah, Silverstone National. That's going to be a drag race. That's going to be about slipstream and tow. So as long as it's dry, then I think might be alright, might be close racing. Commiserations to the only G for disconnecting. He should have won that race, by fair. And the House Rocker, I was catching him, wasn't close enough to him, but I made a mistake too many times. But yeah, looking forward to Silverstone and bring it on.
Thank you for coming in, commentary box, and well done on your P2. We have now just got...
Thank you, congrats to the House Rocker, by the way, for your win, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah, shame we lost G and I think Matt as well there, but yeah, good race in the end.
Yeah. So the Who is Rocker, how did you find the conditions out there?
Yeah, in the end, not too bad. I think based on the weather conditions they had up last week, they were expecting like lots of rain. So did some practice yesterday. I knew where the puddles were going to be. I think G found one in the hairpin. I knew about a couple others, but yeah, it wasn't too bad actually, and especially with things drying up. I did set up the car for the wet, so balance was terrible in the dry. Obviously, binned it battling G, and then binned it again trying to catch up. But yeah, from there just trying to bring it home.
Are you looking forward to next week's race at Silverstone National?
Yeah, definitely. Just first couple of races in these cars, so looking forward to some dry races.
Okay, as looks like P3. Did the Little Leech get into the party?
Not that I've seen, mate. I can invite him now.
Yeah, give him a invite if he hasn't already got one. We'll get a quick chat in with him, obviously.
Oh, he's added to the party, mate, but I don't know where he is.
So maybe Little Leech not wanting to come into the party, or maybe even just running late or something. But
Possibly.
we'll
I'd round it off, mate.
Yeah, we'll just end it off here then. So guys, like we said obviously earlier, like and subscribe because we thrive off of this, especially your comments and everything. So yeah, take care everybody, good night.
On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.
days when I'm burning like fire and you walk all the sides. I'm drawn in desire and you have to think twice. It's hard to keep smiling when I try to set things straight. You don't even listen. I'm just getting late, like you're on a mission. Dawn in desire, and you have to think twice. You make me weak. You're the one I see, and I hate that I love you. I hate that I love you. If I could, and I would, come on your heart, come on your heart. It's hard to keep smiling when you're closing every door. I'm trying to open. I tell you love you more, and you say it's broken. You make me weak. You're the one I seek, and I hate that I love you. I hate that I love you. If I could, and I would, come on your heart, come on your heart. It's hard to keep smiling when you're closing every door. I'm trying to open. I tell you love you more, and you say it's broken. But it wouldn't mend mine. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul?